dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seeming. I guess I've been dreaming. 'Cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming.
Man. Oh, we up in there. We in there. Pressure. Peace and love to all the guys and gals in the high vibrating species on the planet. How are we living out there, good people? What's up, man? Y'all come with me. Come with me. You know what I'm talking about? Come on in. Come on in, man. Cause you know what I'm saying? We finna get that pressure on them. Pressurized on they ace. On they ace. Speaking of aces, let's go ahead and get them out the way, y'all. Cause we ain't trying to hear you. Holla. You know what I'm talking about? In the back. Shut your face. Academates. Peace and love. Y'all come on in, man. Have a seat. Have a seat. You know what I'm saying? Have a seat. Get your stuffs ready. You know what I'm saying? Pen and paper if you need it. You feel me? We got a little numerology today. You feel me? We are back over here with the Volgun. Salute to you, my guy. You feel me? We got SCP-1348 roundabout to the cell. That's a man. Do buddy ain't got a name? Do we got a name for this guy? Okay. The inner sanctum. What else? Mimetic. We know how that is. And there's a ritual. Of course, we got a sanctum right here, and it look like some stuff is about to go down. Maybe like the mummy. You feel me? Centipede. Anyway. Anyways. So yeah, that's what we got. We got that cell. You know what I'm talking about? So let's go ahead and get that underway. You feel me? For my numerologists out there. That's you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's do that. So the 7. That's where we at. Academy 7. You know what I'm talking about? We are masculine in energy. Neptune. That's wall to wall. You feel me? We got Cancer in the 5th house. It's the love of travel. Okay, that's positive. Okay, they put on the wrong. Okay, I got you. Positives. The knowledgeable. The intuitive. Love of travel. I do. Refined. Perfectionist. I have a tendency to be one of you know what I'm talking about. Psychic. Oh, y'all seen us go in. Independent. Discriminating. Independent. Discriminating. You know what I'm talking about. This is discriminating in a good sense. You feel me? Thorough, profound, religious. Not in the sense of what y'all would call religion, or what people would call religion. Inspired, very much so. Aspiring, very much so. Analytical, probing, secretive, researching, a truth seeker, philosophical. Content, content, wise, spiritual, there we go, studious, introspective, and peaceful. As peaceful as the shadow will allow me to be, you know what I mean? But on the negative side, can be very much sarcastic, a drifter, recluse, hermits, skeptical, crafty, cunning, deceitful, withdrawn, fault-finding, too demanding, no depth, schemer, faithless, and too critical. And just because I ain't here to lie to you, I have found myself in several of the negatives. You know what I'm saying? But I don't dwell there. All right. We got some occupations here. We got a researcher, an analyst, astrologer, astronomer, scientist, religious leader, navigator, accountant, healer, writer, magician, numerologist, surgeon, computer expert, librarian, editor, engineer, teacher, culture expert, marine biologist, technician. Now, just for the fact that we are on, or you are on this channel, I resonate with the number 7, and it just said right here, a numerologist. It just proves the point. Like, we can just get to the SCP and just not even worry about catching numerology within that. We can just base it right off me. Yeah. So, anyways, moving on. We got a couple tidbits here. The rulership over the movie industry, fishing and shipping, pharmaceuticals, undersea and space exploration, gardens, culture events, woods, forests, oil fields, lake streams, all houses of worship, science and research projects and or conventions, psychic or occult fairs. And the tarot is the Chariot, which represents the personality in a state of struggle, eventually triumphing. Repeated cycles of struggle to grow and change. Unbalanced emotions. Now, that is the numerology. That's a little bit about myself. You know what I mean? And yeah, eventually triumphing. I love that. I love that aspect of it. So it's and then with my zodiac, it's in a fixed position. So that means that it's coming regardless, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, Mr. Shadow? Nothing you can do about it. And this unbalanced emotions, this is definitely why I you know what I'm saying, encourage everyone to keep yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally protected. You know what I mean? Because unbalanced emotions can definitely have you drifting, like the negative said, drifting off into the wrong direction. So be mindful of yourself, be mindful of your energy and your attitude, you know what I mean, towards anything. Try to keep an open mind for the most part, because it's a war for it. Now, we're gonna see what we're gonna find within this SCP in this Sanctum. We're gonna go inside this giant and we're gonna see what they got busting up in here. We're gonna see what they're withholding, what they're lying about, and all that other good stuff that we need to prepare ourselves for what they've been preparing for us. All right. So the fact that we already got the ban on, I'm still gonna keep it the way that I keep it. I should go extra stupid hard on y'all, but I'm not. I'm just gonna keep it the way that I'm keeping it, because we're gonna get there regardless. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna force you to put us in the algorithm. You ain't gonna have no choice. You're not gonna have a choice. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna keep moving along. We just gonna keep this pressure on you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep the pressure on you like a C flare, X flare, M flare type of deal. You feel me? We're gonna keep it on you, keep it on you, keep it on you, keep it on you constantly. Okay? That's the scope. YouTube, if we see it, we gonna call it for what it is. We can omit some words, but you know what I mean? We're gonna call it for what it is. Like, we ain't just gonna just throw stuff out there. Well, I mean, I'm trying to get used to this unalive bit instead of saying, you know, I'm so used to using that term and it's all over the place. And I mean, TV said, I mean, you know, commercials, you know, I mean, I think it's just another way of trying to control our speech, is by saying you can't say killed. It's like, why not? If that's what it is, then why can't I call it what it is? You have to say unalived. Huh? It sounds stupid to me. I'm just going to give you my ultimate opinion about it. First Amendment, this sounds stupid to me. Let's go. Bust. Let's get it busting, y'all. Oh, is you talking? It's playing. Why, y'all? What was that, y'all? What's this? What's that? What, y'all? Busters, man. Let's see, we're gonna get on you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Peace.
My name is Dr. Miller.
Been a minute.
And the SCP we're going to be looking at today
What's that?
is SCP-1348.
Okay, let's get
Object Class, Keter.
Key to it.
Special Containment Procedures. Due to the impossibility of transport, SCP-1348 is contained on site at the Site-87 Archaeological Containment Unit, 81 kilometers southeast of El Taiba, Syria, in the Jabal al-Druze Mountains. Compartmentalized containment duties are assigned to C-1348A, Team A, and C-1348B, Team B, with the exception of bi-weekly containment review meetings between Site Director Binyamin Khan and Team B Director. Communications between Teams A and B are to only occur in Conference Room 2A. To minimize the risk of cross-contamination, all inter-team communications related to ritual standards and performances must be conducted via a staff member belonging to Y chromosomal haplotype CMH6. Containment Team A shall be comprised of Foundation employees
Looks like we got an
recommended
angel
by
here.
Class 4 site supervisory personnel, subject to disqualification for the following reasons: present membership in a religious faith, prior exposure to a registered memetic agent, fluency in Amharic, Ge'ez, Aramaic, or any Southern Semitic language, and prior exposure to transmissions from SCP. Team A duties include providing ritual supplies necessary to perform SCP-1348-2, monitoring Team B and civilian celebrants for compliance, selecting celebrants for participation in ritual containment, providing updated protocols for daily performances of SCP-1348-2, monitoring members of Team B during furloughs from the containment area, and developing and executing Protocol 228 Melika.
Okay, so I've seen this happen several times. So right here, that's a whole nother SCP. So I've seen this several times. I'm sure that anybody in the SCP universe that's covered this stuff already has seen this, or no. I mean, you should have noticed the significance in some of these SCPs being connected with one another. That's even more showing you, you know what I'm saying, I would say the truth, a little bit more truth to what's going on with this stuff than just people writing canons. That's bullshit. I'm not going for it. Of course, y'all can do as you please, believe as you want. I'm not into believing. I'm into knowing what the hell's going on, and that's just me. So it's, yeah, I'm putting a no over a belief, damn straight. You do well, you know what I'm saying, to follow that protocol to keep. I know this for a fact, versus I believe, because that you're not sure. That's unsure, uncertainty. you gonna put your life on an uncertainty, or I know. I think I'll go with the no. And I know by looking at this thing, they probably want you to think that it's an angel. We're gonna find out, you know what I'm saying, just to see information, but we're already going to religion, religious factors, and of course we're tapping all on the 7 for numerology already. Like, starting from me, and now we're only 2 minutes and 19 seconds in, and we're already all over the number 7. So, okay, so that's for the naysayers, and for those guys in the back that just like, man, that's not gonna. Yeah, we just got you again. Let's go.
At no time shall personnel involved in 228 Melika be exposed to recordings or transcripts of SCP-1348-2, enter SCP-1348-3, or be permitted to view the remains of SCP-1348-1-E. Candidates for Containment Team B shall be selected from individuals matrilineally descended from Druze, Mandean, and Mizrahi Jewish populations. Membership in Y chromosomal haplotype CMH6 is strictly disqualifying. Due to practical difficulties in locating suitable candidates in Foundation employment, Class Omega civilian celebrants with appropriate genealogy may be substituted for Foundation personnel with the approval of the Site Director. At dawn, noon, and dusk, selected celebrants are to perform SCP-1348-2 according to present ritual protocols. At all times, ritual celebrants are to behave according to the prescribed ritual purity codes specified in Documents 742 Kitab and 983 Razil, as well as additional protocols instituted by Team A. To the extent that such purity codes conflict by mandating the forbidden or forbidding the mandatory, celebrants may register individual ethical preferences with the site director. To avoid inadvertent ingestion of ritually impure substances, celebrants belonging to Team B are to receive parenteral nutrition only, delivered under ritual supervision by director. Due to ongoing risk of memetic transference, performance of SCP-1348-2 is authorized only when necessary for the containment of SCP-1348-3. Members of Team B and civilian celebrants are permitted to exit the inner containment area, contact family members, or access classified Foundation documents only upon written permission from the site director. Violation of containment protocols constitutes grounds for immediate implementation of Protocol 228 Melica and transfer of primary containment responsibilities to the 228 Melica team. Description: SCP-1348 is a modified cave complex located 81 kilometers from El Taiba, Syria, in the Jabal al-Druze Mountains. Upon initial discovery by International Atomic Energy Agency monitors on 03/06/2006, the complex was believed to house a Syrian reactor. Subsequent Israeli airstrikes on the site resulted in the discovery of 3 unknown chambers. Per intergovernmental compact with the Israeli and Syrian governments, Foundation agents responded, containing SCP-1348-1, 2, and 3, and constructing the Site-87 containment unit. SCP-1348-1E is an anomalous humanoid originally observed performing the ritual practice, now designated as SCP-1348-2, inside the SCP-1348 ritual complex. On 3 weeks after initial containment, the subject entered status epilepticus and died. During containment, subject produced 3 utterances in an unknown Southern Semitic language, but otherwise made no attempts to communicate with Foundation staff. Food, water, and bedding were declined. Intravenous nutrition proved impossible. Subject otherwise exhibited no anomalous behavior. For autopsy results, consult document SCP-1348, SMR-9.
Y'all captured him. So that's the defense mechanism. If you didn't know, if you goofies didn't know, you know what I mean, it's the defense mechanism. It's just like the spy or the hitman that got sent out. He got caught. He put the cyanide. You know what I mean. He go to bubbling at the mouth and stuff like that. You feel? So yeah.
SCP-1348-2 is a ritual practice of unknown provenance. Spoken portions of SCP-1348-2 are performed in an unknown Southern Semitic language. When adequately performed by individuals meeting unclear ritual criteria, SCP-1348-2 prevents full retraction of the veil surrounding SCP-1348-3, an obligatory precursor event in scenarios XK-734, XK-918, and XK-337. At present, details of the religious faith underlying SCP-1348-2, ritual criteria necessary for adequate participation in SCP-1348-2, and the causal mechanism connecting SCP-1348-2 with the retraction of the veil are speculative or unknown. When performed by appropriate celebrants, adequate performances of SCP-1348-2 are memetically virulent, including suggestibility, religious mania, and desire to perform the ritual practice in 38% of exposures. Repeated exposure results in ritually themed obsessive compulsion. The memetic transmission rate of SCP-1348-2 appears to increase as successive revisions approach the ideal state. For unknown reasons, members of haplotype CMH6 appear to be immune to the adverse effects of this memetic transference. While present transcripts and recordings of SCP-1348-2 are not believed to be virulent, existing containment guidelines require certified Foundation linguists to minimize active exposure to full ritual recordings. SCP-1348-3 is the central chamber of the SCP-1348 complex. Due to high neutron flux, the chamber was originally believed to be a storage site for high-grade radioactive waste or an unshielded reactor core. Initial investigation of the chamber by remote drone revealed an elaborate rectangular chamber decorated in a proto-Semitic style. Repeated motifs included rams, serpents, slaughtered bulls, wounded lions, hawks, and depictions of ritual practices similar to SCP-1348-2. In the center of the room is a raised platform with a 9-meter radius, surrounded by a cylindrical sheath constructed of beryllium bronze. At dawn, noon, and dusk, the sheath retracts, causing neutron flux inside SCP-1348-3 to increase to lethal levels. Performance of SCP-1348-2 appears to provide celebrants with substantial protection against radiation poisoning and results in complete closure of the outer sheath. Attempts to view the area within the sheath, except by celebrants during performances of SCP-1348-2, have been unsuccessful. Celebrants, including Foundation staff, are unable or unwilling to disclose the inner region's contents. For certified information concerning the veiled region of SCP-1348-3, Class 4 staff may consult Document 1348, SMR-11. Addenda. Document SCP-1348, SMR-9. Post-mortem summary, SCP-1348-1, D. Date redacted. Begin log.
Subject 1348-1-E. External examination. Bodies of taxonomically anomalous humanoid with pre-mortem history of severe injury. Of the 10 external limbs originally present, 3, both legs, 1 wing, show signs of amputation by avulsion below the second joint. Head is presumed to have been generally humanoid prior to injury, with the exception of a bilaterally symmetric third orbit located 1.2 centimeters above the frontal prominence. Eyes missing, presumed due to injury. Optic canal is present in 2 grossly normal orbits. Analogous structure present in anomalous frontal orbit. Crushing injuries to frontal sinuses preclude reconstruction of original contours of facial bones. No external genitalia are visible. Injuries show signs of abnormal keloid formation, indicating complete healing process. External injuries non-fatal. Internal examination. Structures equivalent to liver, lungs, heart, and brain are present. Kidneys are absent. Gross anatomical investigation revealed a simple blind gut terminating in a rudimentary cecum. Urinary tract and anus absent. As no stomach or cecum contents were apparent at the time of autopsy, gut is presumed vestigial. Majority of lower abdominal cavity occupied by a segmented organ or tumor of unclear function and histology. On histolic examination, muscle and organ tissue displayed signs of catabolism and macrophage infiltration consistent with severe malnutrition. Cause of death, malnutrition. Addendum ATP-9. For complete histolic and gross anatomical data, consult document SCP-1348 ATP-9. Full autopsy, SCP-1348-1-D.
End log. Document 1348, CTL-4. Containment review meeting
Sound like
minutes.
he got
Date
dubbed, didn't it?
redacted.
In a
Begin
bad
log.
way.
This is the bi-weekly containment meeting, Cycle 3, Revision 8. It is now
Dr.
9:13 a.m. Present at this meeting are Dr. Benjamin Khan, head of Team A, and Dr. head of Team B. Ready to begin?
Con, huh? From the cons, huh?
You'll have to speak up. I
Okay.
think the microphone caught that.
Interesting.
First on the agenda are revisions to the containment protocol. Just to catch everyone up, we received O5 approval last week to pass the veil and conduct the hypothetical interior portions of the ritual. We're obviously not quite there on the containment procedures. Some of Team B is suffering from radiation poisoning, including Dr. But we don't expect any fatalities. 2 Omegas botched the ritual. We're gonna need to rotate
Nah,
them
that ain't
for
the one
3
I'm
weeks
thinking about
duration.
either.
Do we have agents in line as replacements? As you know, Ben, I'm uncomfortable with the idea of doing this with Omegas. Not just because they're hard to train. We've got some feelers out with Harev. I think we have 2. It looks like we have two prospects. I think we should be able to move in new agents as soon as... So no, not yet. We've got 4 Sabian Omega candidates queued up. We've just got to get them trained in the ritual. It's getting bad in there. See if you can speed that along. I mean, I'll see what I can do, but I can't promise. Next order of business, we're going to need a report on what's inside the veil. As you know, we can't get instrumentation in there. That's not happening. Put it in Kitab. Team B can't tell you what's beyond the veil. Told you. That's unacceptable. Direct from O5. We've got to have some sort of read on what exactly it is we're containing in there. Unless this is a ritual protocol, we can't... No, it's not ritual. No, it's not. Ben, you need to trust me on this. Put it in Kitab. Moshe, we're going off record for a minute. The mention turn the tape off.
Request denied.
Man, damn that, bro. Hold on, bro. Doctor, we don't know him name is... Hey, you on some other boy? Wait a minute, cuz you being adamant about... You know what I'm saying? Like the way you coming, folk, I would have been questioning you like, wait a minute, bro. What you want? What, man? What you on? What you on, gang? Like, for real. Like, what's going on, bro? Y'all want to tell me what y'all got going on? Y'all, well, we can't tell. Hey, well, wait a minute, bro. Because, I mean, we got protocol. Like, so we got protocol. And there's, unless y'all got some type of no, it ain't no, it ain't ritual. Okay, well, what's going on? Cause you show selling it ain't no problem. He's definitely selling. There is no problem, y'all. He's selling it.
Monitoring of SCP-1348 containment review meetings is mandatory.
We need to know. Direct from 057. They're threatening to shut you down. How are we supposed to protect civilians from what's in there if we don't know what that is? He's not dangerous. Look at yourself. The sores and your teeth. They're falling out. And now you tell me that it's not dangerous? How do you tell me that it's not dangerous? It's the ritual.
He in there cuckoo.
The ritual. It's not intentionally. And we're not protecting the world from him. We're protecting him from the world. You keep telling me that the memetics aren't affecting you, but listen to yourself.
Own him. Own him hard.
You were out here with me. We worked together. You saw what I saw. How can you still have faith with all that we both know? It was hard to have it before. I used to think that there was some mistake. Then I passed the veil. Now I know it's all for the best. Listen to what you're saying. Just listen. It's all for the best. Do you know what it means for me to say that to you? That it's all for the best? That this is the best of all possible worlds? That this is... You know what we saw at Aindara. And I'm telling you that all this, everything, is the best we could ever hope for. Please, please, please don't be hysterical. I know it's hard for you. Tell us what you saw. You know what the protocol is if O5 shuts down Team B. You need to tell us. Tell us, or what happens to you is going to be out of my hands. You don't understand. When you first came here, you asked me, why do you think these people gave up on their faith? Ben, I know. It's because he thought it best that we not know the truth. And it's true. Ya'Allah, Ben. It's true. No one can ever know that we owe him so much. Please, at least think about it. I can tell O5 you've got radiation poisoning. I can tell them that you're working on the report. I can't hold them off forever.
End log. Document
Got him.
SCP-1348, SMR-11. Interview. Central Region, SCP-1348-03. Date redacted. Background. On December 5th, 2011, the director of C-1348-B was found unresponsive in quarters, suffering from severe radiation poisoning. Upon O5 authorization, C-1348-A instructed an Omega-class celebrant to deviate from ritual protocols and enter the Central Region of SCP-1348-03. After emerging from the central region, subject was unresponsive. The interview appended below was conducted during a brief period of lucidity 3 days after initial exposure. Playing log now.
Oh,
Good
D-Class,
morning,
y'all watch out.
9142. The doctors tell me that you've been hopping around. Do you know who I am? You're Dr. Khan. Ben Khan. You live in a cave outside the door. That's right. I have a few questions. Can you answer a few questions for me? They told me I should
I
trust
like
you.
it. You live in a cave.
Let's start with the ritual. Do you remember what you did? Yes. They told me I should stand with my back to the veil, that I should say the words. And when the words were over, and I had said all of them, I shouldn't look, no matter what I heard. And what did you do? I looked, like you told me. And what did you see? He is very old, and he is hurting very badly. He is underwater in space and everywhere else. He cannot get off his chair. He is stuck there forever because he's so badly hurt. I'm sorry, 9142. I don't understand. What did you see in there? I can't remember very well anymore because of the accident. But I remember one time I saw this old lion on television, on a nature special. He was badly hurt. The other lions ate him. I think the lion from the television is in there. I think that lion is your uncle. You've got to think hard, 9142. Can you tell me how it got hurt? I don't know. I think we did something bad. The song is about how bad we are. No, that's wrong. We didn't do anything bad. We weren't supposed to happen. We happened. It wasn't our fault that we happened. I'm having a hard time understanding.
I know what he talking about. I know what he talking about. Do y'all know what he talking about? I know what he talking about. See, there was a certain species that was made that wasn't supposed to be made, and yeah, but that truth is coming. Yeah, that was against, from what I understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm still doing research on it, but from what I understand at this moment, it was not supposed to happen. It was against universal law. Some people were created. They were spliced out of different animals. And yeah, they don't have the spark. And it threw everything out of balance. The universe, everything, threw everything off balance. You'll find out who they are. If you're smart, you should already know who they are. And like he said, it's not your fault. I'm just going to say that. It is not your fault because you did not ask to be made. But yeah, didn't really do anything bad until you got here. Yeah, you got here and you got turned out, and y'all ain't turned back, and it's getting bad, and that's why the planet's doing what she's doing. That's why all the anomalous weather events have been taking place back to back. It's not gonna stop, y'all. That's gonna keep going. And Allah, which is arm, leg, arm, head, the humanoid body, avatar. That's what Allah means, whatever. But it's so much deeper than just that. But at the same time, that's all source energy type deal when you're dealing with that stuff. It's all source energy, and everybody that will have the source, and that's what he's talking about. So of course these knuckleheads wouldn't get it, even though I know the 05 council know. I know them 13 know.
Okay.
Don't ya?
The song goes goes like
And
that.
those guys behind the veil.
Gotcha.
It means he did something wrong. What he did saved us. Now he has to be punished. Now he has to stay behind the veil. What was he doing when you saw him? He was looking out. I saw that he saw us. We saw him. Others saw him. They weren't in the circle with us. They were standing outside the circle. Then we had to sing about how much he hurts because of us. To make the veil close. So the others don't see him back. They are very angry. They don't remember things for very long. Less well than me, I guess. Is he dangerous? Dr. Ben, I'm very tired. Can I go back to sleep? You've almost done your job. I just need some more information. He says he wants you to come home. He misses you. But I think he's talking about your father, not you. So you don't have to, if you don't want to. I think we're done. You can sleep now. Anna, turn up his morphine drip. Let him have as much as he wants.
End log. Document SCP-1348, ICL-8. Incident log. Date redacted. Background. On 3 days after his interview with O-9142, and 5 days after the death of Site Director Khan compiled a new instance of SCP-1348-02 and entered the inner containment area. After performing external portions of SCP-1348-02, Dr. Khan entered the central region of SCP-1348-03. He has not been seen since, and the veil has failed to retract. Per 057, C-1348-B containment procedures are suspended. Upon retraction of the veil, C-1348-A is to immediately execute Protocol 228 Melika.
O5 access required. Final incident review. SCP-1348 ICL-8.
Background. On 3 days after his interview with O-9142 and 5 days near the death of Site Director Khan compiled a new instance of SCP-1348-2 and entered the inner containment area. After performing external portions of SCP-1348-02, Dr. Khan entered the central region of SCP-1348-3. In accordance with Foundation protocol for investigating security breaches by senior staff, Foundation internal security personnel sequestered all electronic devices, paper files, and personal effects related to prior or present assignments by Site-93 personnel. After a detailed forensic review, internal security's preliminary conclusion was that Dr. Khan, motivated by personal stress in the aftermath of the death of Director, spontaneously and unilaterally decided to deviate from containment protocol and enter the central region. The following letter was returned, unopened, to Dr. Khan's primary residence in Haifa, Israel.
Judith, it is strangely simple to be writing the last letter I will ever send. As long as I can remember, the truth has had consequences. So I have withheld as much as I could. But now that the consequences are so very imminent, I will be departing beyond their reach. I have a confession. When you were 10, I told you that I was a linguist for the Institute. When you were very young, 3, perhaps, this was true. By the time you were old enough to ask, I was wise enough to lie. And I had other duties. Before you retreated into the Torah, when you were still rebellious, you once told me that I loved my country more than I loved you. Why did I have to be a spy and not your father? I could not answer, because I could not tell you that you were wrong. I served the world, not Israel. I served out of fear, not love. Before the Shoah,
Your grandfather was a typesetter in Danzig. The Germans burned his press and took him to Monowit. And he worked in the printer's shop. After the Americans came, he went to Israel. He fought at Jaffa. And after the war, he came to Barkai, and then I was born. These were the great...
I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but most folks I realize, you know what I'm saying, just something that I just noticed. And that, not just noticed, I mean, I've known it for a while, but you know what I'm saying, I'm just got to throw it out there. That most people doing right there where my cursor is. Serving out of fear, not love. Most folks don't even read the book. You know what I'm saying? Now, we talking about Israel, so of course, we could talk about Torah. We could talk about the Torah. You know what I'm saying? The Texas Receptus and other books, you know what I'm saying, to get translations out of, to know exactly what the Bible is actually talking about and what it really says. A lot of people don't do that. I mean, most of the Christians out here don't do that. They don't read the book. They don't go and get the translations. And they hold on to certain scriptures that fit a narrative and it's not even talking about that. Once you do the translation and you get what the book actually says, you'll realize that 316, that ain't talking about everybody. I ain't even gonna say I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry that you ain't looked the information up. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, I can tell they're serving out of fear and not out of love. You know what I mean? But once you get to know the God that you serving, it'll make you question the love. And why you scared? Well, I mean, you know, certain things happen. You know what I mean? But I digress. You know what I'm saying? I just suggest that y'all read the book for what it is and get the translation, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't speak on it if you don't have the translation. Get the translation to the Bible. You know what I'm talking about? Before you just kind of try to throw that in somebody else's face, because I'll dissect you. You feel me? It's not. It wouldn't be pretty. Wouldn't be pretty. About how that would go. Anywho.
Great and terrible events in his life, and I only met him after they had passed. Because I only saw the outlines of the events which had shaped him, I could not understand why he was such a hard man. Eventually I gave up. I came to understand that I could never understand. I could only cast my forgiveness into the dark, not knowing what it was that I was forgiving.
You know what I'm saying?
When you were 16, Eliezer told me that he wanted to marry you, and to study Torah at B'nai Brak. I screamed at him that there was nothing in the Torah and that he was a fool. I told you that if you married him, I would never speak to you again. I knew then and there that if there was a God, he was vast and terrible and blind. You cannot know how I knew this, but I was wrong, Judith. What does the Torah tell us? That the name once moved upon the water, that he broke bread with Abraham, that he wrestled with Jacob and broke his thigh, that he buried Moses in the clay beside the Jordan. But now the temple is a ruin.
Hold on. And he sent the Israelites out to rape and pillage and colonize. See, they don't ever talk about that part. The stuff that took place in certain continents and countries, that's what they were told to do. Go read Numbers. Go read the book of Numbers. You'll see it. It was ordained by Yahweh, which is a title, and there's more than one. And it's in the book. All you have to do is read and use your comprehension skills and turn your critical thinking on. That's all you have to do. But then once you start going to get the translation, like I think it's the Blue Letter Bible is a good transliterated book that you can get, and they help you translate the Bible. That's for any Bible believers out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be, but I've moved on. I had to study though in order to, because I'm only on the subject now because we're on the subject. So believe me, I wouldn't even be talking about it. But because we're talking about it, because they're talking about it, I figured I'd throw some stuff out there that I've actually discovered myself by reading the book and following certain movements until I had to move on. because it wasn't fulfilling. I got what I wanted. Put it like this: I got what I wanted, what I was looking for, but then my hunger kicked up again, and then self said that that's not it. There's more, and now we're on to the more. You feel me? The more.
The people of Moses are scattered, and we have lost even the name. For so long I have stood on the edge of the chasm which separates us, demanding that he explain. When you married Eliezer, and you covered your hair, I thought you were abandoning me. But you were seeking after the name which I had abandoned, unafraid to cast your forgiveness into the depths of the mystery. If you were unafraid, even as a child, why have I hesitated for so long? It is late, and I'm tired. Tomorrow I will anoint myself with oil, I will bathe in the font, and I will speak his terrible name. When the sun rises, I will stand before my broken father and the fathers who were broken before him, as someday you will stand before me, as someday you will stand before him. I will be held to account for my absence. I will hold the name to account for his, and I will forgive him. I love you. I love you, Father. In light of this new information on the Incident Review Board altered its conclusion and recommendation. Prior to entry, Dr. Khan was suffering from religious mania brought on by exposure to SCP-1348-2. As a result, the Foundation now concludes that haplotype CMH6 does not provide effective protection to ritual-associated mimetic effects. Conclusion. Per 057, C-1348-B containment procedures are suspended. Remaining C-1348-B personnel are to be treated with amnestics and quarantined until verifiably cleared of all memories related to SCP-1348-2. Upon retraction of the veil, C-1348-A is to immediately execute Protocol 228, Melika.
See, my thing is this. Like, how would you know? Like, you really don't know how the stuff was built. How do you know? Because you're picking up on any type of readings like gamma, radiation, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, right? How do you know? How would you know what's really omitting the stuff? And how it's being omitted? To be able to protect yourself from it. When there's so many ways that they've gotten people and got into people's minds here today. It's like the sucker-ish that people fall for these days is just beyond me. And it's like right in your face, and it's like, do you not see that? Man, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, how? You tweaking. Like, how do you not see that? And then we get called crazy because we see it. And it's almost like you're freaking mad. It's like you're mad because you didn't see it when you should have. Or you're mad because you believed in something so freaking much, and now you look like a fucking idiot, and you had a couple people trying to tell you and show you and guide you out of it, but you just so Stockholm syndrome just slap the sleep around this mother. You just like it and you love it. And then, but when we ask you straight up in your face and look you in your eye and say, man, you really going for this? What you gonna tell us? No, man, I ain't with that. But then we'll watch you without speaking to you and calling you out, and watch you go right along with it, not even questioning. That's why over here at Academy 7, extreme scrutiny, all of it, everything. You know what I'm saying? Because even sometimes when I get off of these vids watching this stuff, man, I go right back on the computer and start researching and pulling things up and seeing what extra stuff I can find behind what they've given us. You know what I'm saying? And try to do cross-referencing. Like, I don't know what some people may expect from this channel. You know what I'm saying? But we actually doing what the 7 said. and research. And of course, just like we've been proving yet again, how we just knocking that thing out of the park. Knocking it out of the park, man. And I feel like they're being crafty, cunning, and deceitful with this information because they know what's going on. I mean, well, when you're omitting details, you're definitely being deceitful because you're not telling everything. So that you're being deceitful already. Deceiving is what I meant to say. You're being deceiving already. Cunning with the way that they present this information, and crafty. That's like, crafty is another word for magic, y'all. If you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just didn't know because you just under a rock somewhere of disbelief in certain things. I mean, the Bible tell you, got you going through all this stuff is they're using magic on you. I'm just gonna call it for what it is. Tell you exactly how it go. You know what I'm saying? It's magic, just like the English language. Just like they give you words, and you're putting spells on yourself, and you don't even realize it because the energy that you cast out, your voice is sound, and sound is frequency, and certain frequencies can bring things back into your life. You know what I'm saying? That's why like it's you mold your own reality with your thoughts and with your words. And if you're always dwelling on stuff and always in a negative mode, in a negative mood, and you always gonna receive negativity more than positive. Like you can have a good day, but the next 3 or 4 days or 3 or 4 weeks may be the worst days of your life. And it's constantly like that because of your constant negative mind state. You know what I'm saying? And these are things that they don't teach you, and then they shun anybody that tries to teach this stuff because it's definitely going to show you who you are, and you'll realize that certain things does work. Now, everything ain't for everybody because everybody don't possess the actual organic power. I'm just going to say it like that. Organic energies or source energies to do certain things that others can do. That's not our fault. But it definitely has something to do with what he said earlier about you wasn't supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing that the sun is proving. That there's certain organisms on the planet, certain species on the planet that's recessive, that don't have the soul energy, don't have the spark. What else? You're not supposed to be here because you're not organic to the planet. You're not conducive to the planet. And you're just not supposed to be here. But somebody brought you here. And a lot of people don't know that, and you need to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And and I don't know how many ways we're trying to do it, but in so many ways we're trying to get this information out to y'all. Everybody needs to wake up, not just my people. All peoples, all species on the planet. That's why I salute to all of you that's vibing high. All species. It doesn't matter. I know there are extraterrestrials here and all that type of stuff, and I know that they watch this content, and I know they do. They do everything that we do, y'all. They want to come here for the human experience, so they come here to do it too, right? So I know they're here, so I salute them as well. So long as they're vibing high, they're agreeables, I salute you. You know what I'm saying? Disagreeables, y'all done too much, putting people in this red light down here. Just like the last video, y'all had a whole club called the Red Lantern. So I already know what you buy at that place, and y'all was doing the most in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all could have ran a couple RICO charges up in that place for the stuff that y'all doing up in there. Ran by aliens, you know what I'm saying? So, come on, man. And they don't like us for doing this, for putting out this information, for using, you know what I'm saying, the ancient writings and ancient teachings and ancient methods and to discover things. They don't like this. But they couldn't hide the information, but they're not going to give it to you willfully either. You got to go looking for it. So if somebody says something that sparks your interest, don't be a goofy and just say, oh, well, that's just, you know what I'm saying? Go look it up, check it out. And you know what I'm saying? You may be highly surprised at the stuff that you find when you just go look it up, bro. That's why we tell y'all, like, if somebody, put it like this, if somebody does not tell you to go and look up the information that's coming out of their mouth, you may want to red flag that person. Because I tell you go look it up. Because obviously if I found it, that's right. You can find it too. Sometimes you may have to buy a book or 3 or 10 or 20, 50, 100 maybe. Depending on what you're looking for. And depending on how deep you want to go. Some things are too deep for certain people. I already know it. Like some of the stuff that's about to come out in this age of Aquarius, this truth, it's about to knock people off of their feet. Literally. Some folks I'm coming to see you. Y'all out of here. Instantly. Why? Because the information is so extravagant, but it's certain people just gonna be crushed by it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying, academics, that my job and my purpose is to make sure that you understand what's going on and changes are coming. And you must prepare yourself for it. And everybody won't be able to do everything. But when it comes to that pineal gland, everybody has one. So everybody can see if you choose to. Everybody has the pineal gland. Get that mother sucker open. You know what I'm saying? Get it open so you can see beyond the veil. That's what they were talking about here. The veil. You know what I'm saying? We got rituals going on, y'all. Come on now. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Flip side. Bow. Cultural expert. Culture. We got magic. We got numerology. We got religious leaders. All right. Astrology and astronomy goes with these rituals, of course. Well, you know what I'm saying? We're the researchers and analysts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're here. Right? Hold up. Psychic or occult fairs. Science research projects. Come on now. This is what we're doing right now, right? This is what we're doing, y'all. All houses of worship. What are we talking about? Anybody in denial out there? Anybody? Navigator, I'm navigating y'all through this giant. We got faithless. Come on now. I'm trying to tell, like, no depth. I'm trying to get people on that. You feel me? Without being too critical or too demanding. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to keep myself balanced. Try to give you this information without being too critical or too demanding. You feel me? And I ain't finding fault in nobody. And just what Buddy said, you know what I'm saying? This says fault finding. But he was like, it's not even our fault. Maybe it's his fault. You see what I'm saying? You see, so that look, man. Withdrawn. That's another one. Negative. So it's a whole bunch of negative energy was here. Recluse, hermit. They had bro locked up. So he's reclused. He's been reclused. You know what I'm saying? Now he's like a hermit. Drip. You know what I'm saying? Can't even move. You feel me? Couple positives here. Seeker of truth. Secretive. Researching. Probing. Analytical. Religious. You know what I'm saying? Like all these words kept popping up. Psychic. You feel me? Lover of love of travel. Of course, we went from here over here to see to Syria. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. There it is. The 7 all day. This is Academy 7, and y'all keep y'all head on that swivel out there. You know what I'm saying? Keep yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally protected at all times. At all times. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to do yourself that favor. It is a war for your mind. You know what I'm talking about? Remember that. If anything you get here, remember it's a war for your mind. Everybody wants your attention. And energy goes where attention flows. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful of your energy. Watch out for them energy vampires. Keep your CT on. You know what I'm saying? Get that dibs. That is use your discernment. You know what I'm saying? Your intuition. You feel me? And do that due diligence. You stack it up. That's where them bees come from. You feel me? That's why I said dibs. You know what I'm saying? And I say it like that so people can use their mind and be like, why did he say that? And when the letters initially don't do that. Like, well, it does. If you do this. See what I'm saying? So that's just another way that they magic is done. See what I'm saying? Just that easy. It's easy stuff like that sometimes. Like I said in the last video, it ain't always got to be Harry Potter with wands. Although, you know what I'm saying, we got those too. Yeah, we got those too. So, Academates, I do appreciate y'all joining us this evening, which is for me, for whatever time it is for you. I appreciate your energy, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate your time. We will be back. I don't know where we're gonna be. We may stick with the Volgun a couple, because we've been over an exploring series for a couple times around the block. We spun his block a couple times, didn't it? Yeah. All right, so we gonna stick with the Volgun for a little bit. We gonna see if he drops something new for us, or we got something that we may have missed, maybe. Yeah.